Hey everybody, this is Kevin Davidson, your host for Kevin's Corner, real estate from a marketing perspective, and this is episode number 39. I'm getting up there in episodes, and I do have to apologize. I haven't had episodes for the last 2 weeks. I had to go somewhere for a little while, but I'm back, and everything's fine. So we're going to continue with the podcast, episode number 39. I always have to start off the podcast by telling you guys that if you're an agent or a vendor that operates in the Fort Bend County area, and you'd like to be on the podcast, give me a call, 832-654-0527, or email me at kevin.davidson@stewart.com, and I'll be happy to put you on the podcast. I also need to thank my support staff, for whom, if it wasn't for them, I couldn't do this podcast every week. Jennifer Smidas, the area vice president, Caitlin Kornick, Devin, the escrow officers here in Sugar Land, and Wendy Santana, and Adriana Ozalte, the escrow officers in the Richmond office, along with the assistants and funders and everybody else in the office. So I really appreciate them. Now we're going to get to it. This is episode number 39, Kevin's Corner. You guys recognize this young lady sitting next to me. This is Gina Blanco. She's a friend of mine and a real estate agent and a real estate investor. Say hi, everybody.
Hi, Houston. My name is Gina, like Kevin mentioned. I'm glad to be back here again. It's glad to see you, that you're doing fine. Everything's fine.
Everything's better. Everything's better.
Good.
So we can always improve, but everything's better. So tell everybody, first of all, you're a real estate agent. Tell everybody, right now, you're actually a school teacher.
Yes.
Full-time school teacher.
Yes. It is my last semester. I'm really excited to go full-time on my real estate. Even though my real estate, it is full-time. I do have buyers lined up, like today, Friday. We're going to show a couple houses. Tomorrow, we'll go to a real estate event, so I do stay active. Right now, I have one listing going on, and I am flipping houses. So that's
Sweet.
really
She's
my
got one
focus.
listing. You know what that means? Another closing for me. Yeah. But you're going to be, hopefully, transitioning from full-time educator to full-time real estate agent probably around June-ish?
May. In June, I do plan to take my last field trip with my students. We're going to go to Greece and Italy.
That's right.
Yeah, and then that's going to be the cutoff of my educating teenagers. I do plan to educate in real estate. I'm just trying to learn more a little about that, maybe like on track, just classes, CE classes. So I'll get into that. But yeah, my education as an educator probably not going to be the end, but for teenagers, yes.
Okay. Sorry for all you teenagers. So tell everybody who you're with.
Okay. Well, I am with Walzel Properties. I am Gina Blanco, yes. I know who I am, but I'm trying to talk about Walzel. So on Walzel, it's great brokerage and everything. She helps me out a lot, and I mean, when it comes to working on a team, I am looking to work on a team. I've been doing independently for a while. Now that I'm going to go full-time, I do want to find a team where I can like maybe collaborate ideas with. So I'll talk to my broker about that. Like I said, regardless if I am a full-time teacher, I am still a full-time agent. Now I'm just scoping and exploring more into like being an investor. And
yeah, she's also, matter of fact, we were supposed to have a meeting last night, and she forgot. I put her on my calendar on my own time, and she forgot because she was messing around with insulation at her current investment property.
Yeah, you texted me last night. He's like, "Hey, where are you?" And I'm like, I'm in my attic, or what's going on? He's like, we have a meeting right now. And I'm just like, oh my gosh, we have a podcast tomorrow. We have a meeting tonight. I'm like, and he's like, let's just reschedule. And I'm like, yes. Yeah. I can't rush these men.
The response time that I got from her and the response, I'm like, there's no way it's happening. So let's just reschedule.
Thanks for understanding. But yeah, it's a lot of fun, with this project. Since it's 10 minutes from my home, I'm able to be there all the time. I'm able to check on the men. I'm able to check on the workers, on the work. So yesterday was just the attic. It just so happens that yesterday, whenever we got into the attic, there was still stuff in there. So that was one of those things that I saw the men like, did you just like throw the insulation on top of this stuff that is not mine. So we had to do it over. So that's really what took time.
Oh, wow.
And they had to remove some stuff from the attic, and then they did it again. And yeah, I'm really happy.
You didn't
about
pay them
that one.
twice, did you?
I did not pay them twice.
Okay, good.
No, I'm glad I checked. I'm glad I was like, well, let me check if it's 12 inches because as far as I know, the inspectors, have to have at least 12 or 11 inches of insulation. So I go up there and I'm like, what is all this? Like, oh my God, it was from the previous owners. We need to get this stuff down. And we did.
I'm glad you caught
We
that.
did. Yes.
At the sacrifice of the meeting with me, but that's okay. She's here
I'm
today.
here today.
There you go. So tell everybody what kind of agent are you? Do you like to work with buyers, sellers, leasers, investors, all of the above?
Right now, my focus will be buyers and sellers and investors.
Okay. All right. So if you're a real estate investor and you're looking for your next investment property, you need to contact Gina. She's not only a real estate agent, she's also an investor. So she knows your world. She knows how to talk to you. She knows what you're looking for. She knows what your pain points are. So she'll be able to help you out with minimal problems. What area of town do you like to work in?
I like to work in Spring Branch, Katy, Sugarland, Cypress, but usually I do
You
anything
can help someone
that
from
comes
anywhere
out.
around, right?
Anywhere around Houston.
And what is it? So how long? You've only been an agent for a
Going
year.
on 5.
Oh, 5 years.
Well, this year
Okay.
will be 5.
But it was part-time the whole time, right?
Sure, it was part-time. I feel like it's always been full-time. I stay busy with like my open houses. I stay busy like even after school. So I stay pretty busy.
And what is it about real estate that you like? Why are you leaving education other than the teenagers to do real estate full-time?
Well, what I enjoy about real estate is whenever I am off, because when the students are off, I'm off. I like the flexibility. I like to sleep in a little, Like whenever I go to school, I do wake up at before 5 sometimes because I do have a nice routine. Now, the teaching, I'm always going to miss it, but it is different after the pandemic. It's no longer the same when it comes to like maybe the workload. The
Restrictions and the workload. And
the workload is
protocols
definitely like they expect us to do it all. And then the students, they just they're growing up with this generation, and sometimes the parents side with them, so I can't even really rely on the parents.
And then when you do discipline them or try and teach them the right way, now it's a whole other political thing, and you're in trouble.
Everything's delicate now.
Everything's delicate now, so let's not talk about that. So how is your current flip going?
It's great. We're expected to finish the beginning of March, so a couple weeks. I mean, this is the first time that I go with a contractor where they're fast paced. I used to work with them where like whatever availability they had, I was available. This time I'm doing like a hard money loan, so I do have to be on top of it. So every 3 days they have something new. Like today's go was gutters. Yesterday was attic. Today was floor. Well, floor has been going on for a couple of days. I think this weekend is concrete. It just keeps on going, and that's why I'm really grateful that I am 10 minutes away from it, so I can just keep
real estate investing can be or is a full-time job.
Yeah. No. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
And having a good contractors also relieves some of the headaches.
Yes, I did have like 5 contract bids, and I ended up going with my last 2, and then checking out their availability and who was able to start faster. That's how I decided to go with this one.
Okay.
So far, so good.
That's
So
good.
far, so good.
And you still foresee yourself making a profit on this?
Yes.
Very good.
Yes. I ended up talking to my lender. We ran numbers.
I was worried when you told me about this.
Yeah, you got me worried where like I literally called my lender up and I'm like, lender, explain this. And he did. He told me that I do have to sell it at a certain amount and don't go over my bid.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Well, as long as you're going to make a profit, you're going to get some kind of return on it, then that's good. And then when you finish this one, you have plans to go right into your next one?
Yeah, I'm already searching.
You're already searching?
Yeah, I'm already searching for my next
Awesome.
one.
And so how are you searching? Are you looking on regular websites, or are you working with a wholesale company, or both?
Well, I'm connected with third parties where they send me lists, like off-market listings. I'm also looking on HAR. I'm also looking on like Facebook groups where they throw on like investment groups. So everything. I'm checking out everything. Yesterday, I also have investors, cash investors. So like yesterday, we were looking at one. It's going for 170 in Spring Branch. So I'm waiting for him to respond. So if anybody's interested in Spring Branch, 170 two-in-one homes. That's available right now.
There you go.
So
Nice. So let's talk a little bit about marketing in real estate. So if you're going to go from being a educator as a high school instructor to a full-time real estate agent, you're going to have to market yourself.
yes.
Now, I know you and I have been working together for a while now
Yes.
on your marketing. She's laughing because she's not exactly ahead of schedule, but that's okay. But tell the people watching, what is it that you're doing marketing-wise to get ready for when you become a full-time agent?
Well, videos. So
Videos.
I am working on videos. I did find a way to get more comfortable with it. So I'm doing that every time I dress up, I make a video. So before I show my showings today, I'm going to do a video. Videos help. I'm good at editing videos, so that helps too.
What program do you use to edit videos?
CapCut.
Okay.
CapCut's pretty good. I'm already understanding like all the gist about it. I am working on my CRM. So my CRM is something that I'm like just trying to get accustomed to. It's a little different, but I got it going on. I'm working on my email templates. So
Your drip campaigns.
Yeah, for my drip campaigns. The logos, which you helped me out with, I am blasting it everywhere. Every time I make a video, I just put my logo on there. What else am I doing? I'm literally texting everybody like,
You're
hey,
on
Abby.
social media.
I'm on social media.
All over the place.
And now that I'm transitioning, every time that somebody sends me a message, I just send a reminders like, hey, just to remind you, I am a real estate agent. I'm about to go full-time, ready in the summer. If not, if you're ready tomorrow, let's go.
Right.
So I'm letting everybody know, just in case.
Awesome. What are some of the things in the future that you're not doing now marketing-wise that you think you might want to start doing? Because, when you go full-time, you'll have more time to do more marketing for your company.
All I can think about is billboard. I'm probably gonna
Really? If I see your picture on a billboard, I'm going to be like, I know that girl.
Yeah. What else can I really do? I think I'm doing it on. What do you suggest? What else should I do?
There's, one thing you haven't mentioned yet is farming. Farming. You don't know what farming is? Wow. I am very surprised.
But explain.
So basically, come to me and tell me what area of town you want to be the expert in.
Okay.
I have a software program to where I can get you address, first name, last name, and address of homeowners, and based on how long they've been there, how old the house is, last time they sold, how many bedrooms, how many bathrooms, how many stories, zip codes, school zones, whatever. And you can take that information and you can create mailers and flyers and postcards and mail to these addresses once a month.
Okay.
So then when they decide later it's time for me to sell, they've been getting a postcard from you once a month for the last 6 months or a year, how long?
Yeah, I like that.
There you go.
I'll be farming. I will
Okay,
be farming.
you'll be farming. So you got to make another appointment with me because we got to do that.
Okay. Sounds good.
Farming, and then since you'll be doing it full time, maybe some networking events, especially investor networking events. Because if you're a real estate investor, you're looking for not only your own next deals, but you're also looking for investors that you can help purchase properties for. So you have a lot on your plate and you have a lot of plans. So that's good. I'm very glad to hear that. Tell everybody how they can get a hold of Gina Blanco.
Well, you can give me a call at 832-755-5785 or shoot me an email at ginablancorealtor@gmail.com. I work 24/7. I will answer. If you text me late, I will answer late. And I am available for all your real estate needs.
What social media platforms are you on?
So I am on Instagram, Gina Sells Houses. I am on Facebook, Gina Blanco Realtor. I am on TikTok, Gina Sells Houses. I am on LinkedIn, Gina Sells Houses. And I do have a Google business.
Okay. And what's the one thing that you didn't mention that I say you need to have?
YouTube. No, I do have YouTube, Gina Sells Houses.
She didn't mention it, did she? So good. So she's got all the ones. Me personally, I'm not a TikTok guy, but the other ones she mentioned are all, Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, Google My Business, and YouTube are right where you need to be. So that's great. So you get your CRM ready to go, and you'll be ready for the summer when you come full time.
Yeah.
Good luck.
Yeah. When I come back from that trip, let's go.
Yeah. So tell everybody again how to get a hold of you.
Well, you can get a hold of Gina Blanco at 832-755-5785 or email me at ginablancorealtor@gmail.com.
thank you very much for being on the podcast. This is the second time?
This is the second time.
Second
Thank
time.
you so much for having me.
So she'll be on for a third time, but not for a while. We can't play favorites. But so if you're looking for a good real estate agent, especially one that's experienced in real estate investing, give her a call. Okay, guys? We're going to take a quick break. We'll be back with segment number 2 of Kevin's Corner with another agent. I usually have a vendor on, but another agent that I just met a couple days ago, and I blew his mind, and he's going to tell you all about it. We'll be right back. Hey, everybody, this is Kevin, your host for Kevin's Corner, Real Estate from a Marketing Perspective, and we are back. This is segment 2 of episode number 39, and the guest that I have with me this afternoon, first time on the podcast, just met him about a couple days ago, didn't even realize that. Actually, I didn't meet you a couple days ago. I met you about a week and a half or so ago.
Correct.
Because you came to one of my classes. And I'll get into that in a second. He's actually a client of ours. He's already working with Caitlin on a deal. So you attended my Google My Business class.
Yes.
And he was very nice, but didn't really buy into anything I was saying. But this is Brian Bartholomew.
That's correct.
So say hi, tell everybody who you're with.
Hey, I'm Brian Bartholomew, and I'm with Next Home Luxury Premier and Bartholomew Real Estate Group. I've been in real estate for over 24 years, so I'm an oldie but a goodie. I love real estate, super passionate about it, and I love helping people. So I do residential, I do commercial, I do investment properties, and I'm also an investor myself.
Oh, hey, there we go. 2 investors on the same podcast.
Yeah.
That doesn't happen that often. So since well, first of all, when we met, you came to my Google My Business class.
Correct.
And I don't know how to say it other than you really didn't think a lot of this was necessary. Would that be correct?
No, that's
No?
not correct,
So
Kevin.
correct me.
I know it's necessary, and
Okay.
there's a huge transition between where I started with real estate
Yeah,
versus
20 years
where,
ago.
where it is now. Absolutely. So we're dating me, hopefully I don't look like it, but the point is, or the fact is, there are certain things that are done this way and have to be done this way compared to how it was, when I started off in real estate. So I really appreciate it, and I took the value out of what you were saying. I knew it was correct. I knew it was accurate, but, it's like teaching an old dog new tricks, so that's the challenge. But you've made it easy, and I'm open to learning, and I'm excited about the opportunities.
Yeah, and then so then after the class was over, he asked to meet with me one-on-one, and we did. And I think he came in and left a different person as far as marketing goes. So that's cool, and I can't wait to see your progress and see what you do. Tell everybody, you've been an agent for over 20 years. Tell everybody why you got into the business.
Well, I got into business. I was originally in broadcast and media sales, and I got into business starting off by doing loans. That was a time when everyone was refinancing, and it was a great thing to do. And I started doing the loans, and I said, well, if I'm doing the loans, I can sell them the home too, and I can do both.
Yeah.
And at that time, you just had to have a disclosure, and you could do both. So, like your previous guest, I was working in the day full time, but I was also working at night full time doing that.
Right.
And it actually started replacing my income. And I said,
I'm on to something here.
time, flexibility, freedom. I enjoy this. So that's what kind of kicked it off. And I found the common denominator was helping people. Anytime I could help someone do something and utilize my knowledge and experience, it was easy. So it was an easy transition into real estate. I love houses. I always like to go, check out houses,
them
running
out,
around,
yeah.
do all that stuff. And, why not sell it? So it's a no-brainer for me. I love providing the knowledge, the expertise, and I've educated myself. I have like 5 different designations. So I try, my problem is I don't tout myself enough, let people know. I keep myself a secret. That's where you come
That's
in,
where I come in,
Kevin,
yeah.
and that's where I'm going to put myself on blast mode.
Yeah, make yourself the expert.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
So in your opinion and your experience over 20 years in real estate, and you don't need to go into 20 years of examples, but what's changed from 20 years ago to now in the industry? What's the biggest change you've seen?
I think number one is the way you do business. Real estate's a relationship business, but how you acquire the relationship and the time span that it takes to either gain a relationship or not is very different.
Right.
Face-to-face over the phone is the way I used to do it, and that still is essential. But nowadays, to even have the opportunity to do that, you have to be in so many different spaces, utilizing different mediums. So as you talked about your Google business page, your Instagram, your Facebook, you're going to events, sponsoring nonprofit organizations, media. I mean, you have to do so much. To me, it's overwhelming. But if you can systematize that, and that's another piece that I'm hoping that we can, that I can get better at, then that's what's going to bring you success nowadays. I think simply because there's so many realtors in the business. In our town, there's 50,000 of them.
Yeah, there's
everybody knows a realtor.
Yeah, there's actually close to 100 that are actually licensed, but there's only about 4,000 that are actually active.
True. Well, it's that 80-20 or 90-10 rule, but again, I never take anything for granted. The people I know, my circle of people, they know many realtors, so why choose me? And it boils down to the professionalism. It boils down to my expertise. It boils down to how I treat them through the transaction and beyond.
Yeah, no, and back to what you were saying about all the different ways to market yourself and the places you got to be and things you got to do. Economies of scale. The more you do, the more you're going to get back.
Yes.
If you just sit back and wait for the phone to ring, don't expect it to ring more than once or twice a month.
If that much. You cannot. You
gotta
cannot
go
sit
out
back.
there.
You have to go
put
get it.
yourself out there. People, like you said, people do business with people in this industry with people that they know, like, and trust. And nowadays, they can't know, like, and trust you if they don't see you and they don't hear from you.
Yes, particularly see you,
Exactly.
as you've
Pointed
educated
out.
me again. Yes,
Yeah.
see you, video.
Yeah. So there are so many ways to promote yourself now that if you're not, and I think you might have even said this when we talked, but a lot of real estate agents don't realize you're not selling real estate. You're selling yourself.
Absolutely.
The real estate is what comes with it.
Yes.
And when you realize that, you change your mindset, then all of a sudden you're like, now I understand why Kevin says I need to be on video. I need to do this. I need to do that and everything, because there's so many competitors out there. I mean, if you don't do something to differentiate yourself from the other 39,999 agents, you all look the same to everybody.
Well, you're absolutely correct there, Kevin. I've always known in sales and every medium and everything that I've done, the person is buying you. Sales is 85% attitude, right? And your personality. So if they like you, people do business with people that they like. Right. So right off the bat, some people may not like my face, or they may not like my hair or my car, or lack of, or whatever.
Hey, watch it.
Hey, actually I have a little more than you today, but normally it's like that. Yeah. But, to your point, that's what it's all about. So today, it's not so much that has changed. It's just how you make that initial engagement. Is what's different, and you have many more you have to put many more tentacles out there, and people have a shorter time span to either grab it or gravitate to you or not.
You have to. I tell agents all this, and I think I told you, you have to make it simple, stupid.
Yes.
You have to make it so easy that someone goes, that's who I need to work with.
Yes.
And by doing that, the way you do that is to put yourself out there as much and often as possible.
Yes.
And that's what will get their attention. So now that fast forward 20 plus years, what's your favorite thing about real estate?
Oh, wow, man, I like many things about real estate. I think my favorite part is, when the transaction is finished and I see the smile on my client's face. My whole focus is to make it fast and hassle-free. That's one of my mottos, okay? And my focus is to help families build a legacy through real estate, okay? And many people don't believe that or don't know how that's possible because they've heard all the horror stories and everything, all the negativism. So my focus is to try to dispel that. And when I do that, That doesn't mean that you're not going to have any challenges, but how you address the challenge and how you overcome the challenge is the key. So I tell them what's to be expected and what could go wrong. But, don't worry, I have you.
Set the expectations. At
Exactly,
the point. Yeah.
exactly. So when it happens, it's not a big deal. I say, hey, I can't control this, but this is what I can do here, and we're going to be okay. And when we close and they get the key, that's the best part for me, because I know I have fulfilled and I've done what I said I would do.
Very nice, very nice. What part of town would you consider yourself to be the expert at geographically in real estate?
Well, considering I've lived in Fort Bend County for almost 40 years, and
Wow.
I've been in this city
But you're
for...
only you can't be a day over 26 or 27 years old.
Thank you. I appreciate that. I received that. So before, in my mom's womb, no. I live in Fort Bend County. I love Fort Bend County, but I know the city very well. I cover from the Woodlands, Cypress, Katy, Richmond, Sugar Land, Missouri City, around the Pearland, and of course inside the loop, Galleria area, the high rises, So
you pretty much can help somebody.
I can help somebody anywhere. I think the tools nowadays make it very user-friendly if you know how to use them to accurately and professionally represent someone. So I know the areas, and I can answer most questions. And if I don't have an answer, I can find it.
You can find it out.
Absolutely.
So we started out by talking about marketing and things like that. And so what are some of the things that you, and I find your excitement about this interesting, because a lot of long-term, or what we would call top producing agents, don't necessarily think they need to do these things because they are long-term top producing agents. And that's fine. Maybe they don't. But what are some of the things that you want to do in 2024 marketing wise to add more value to your business?
Wow, that's an excellent question. I must say, that I've had my license 24 years, but I took a hiatus for 10 years. Even though maintaining that license, I was in medical sales for 10 years, okay? And I traveled coast to coast, and my wife hated the fact that I would drop on a dime and leave. So that was one of the reasons why I went back to real estate, full-time again 4 years ago, maybe. So that's when I noticed that transition. The tools that I would put in place that were essential, that in the past I really didn't have to, CRM.
Yes.
And that, I'm kicking and screaming about that, but can I tell you how essential that is? So I migrated over like 2,500 contacts that I had from my phone, put it in the CRM. What's a hashtag? Oh my God, I have to figure this out. So the learning curve to understand the CRM has been a little daunting, but I'm taking it bit by bit, and I'm understanding that putting systems in place to automate my business or to support and help my business is an asset and would allow me to scale my business.
Exactly.
So because of the time and the speed, everything is moving faster, it is essential that in order to keep up with that, I have to use tools like a CRM. I have to use social media. It's not just a image thing and being vain. I actually need to be seen in order for people to know what I do and what I can do. Don't keep myself a secret. The Google business page, that is something that I never thought of. I told my wife about it. Now I have to be the teacher of the Google business page.
So she can get one.
So she can get one for her business. And there's just things, events, open houses I do, of course, those are the basics, but doing like a home buyer seminar or something like that. I actually brought on 2 people. I have a team, so I have a great couple of team members. One is Shayna Jones. She's from Detroit, and she's a firecracker, and she keeps me accountable. And she's a go-getter, and I tell her one thing, she's going to go do it. So she's set up a couple of events. Guess what? I'm going to go do the event. Tell me what you need, and I'll be there. Versus if had to be just me, I probably would have delayed,
Yes.
right? And then I have another one, Miss Irene Uribe. She was actually a client of mine 3 years ago, right?
Became a real
And
estate
she was
agent?
pregnant. She had a baby, and her husband saw me one time. okay, and they were looking to sell their house and buy another house. And she assisted through the process, went through, going places with me, looking at houses. She was so amazed by my service. I was so amazed about how she was conducting and facilitating this by herself, pregnant. I said, you'd make a great realtor. She called me back last year, and she said, I've got my license. I said, well, I've got a place for you. So
there you go.
She speaks Spanish. She's from the Valley. And so we're full service.
We need to get those two on the podcast.
We need to get those two on there because they're fantastic ladies. And I really am super excited about what's to come for this year.
So in saying that, let's wrap up the podcast. Why don't you tell everybody how to get a hold of you?
Well, the best way to get a hold of me is directly, cell phone, 281-772-6608. The name of the company is Next Home Luxury Premier. My particular team is Bartholomew Real Estate Group. My email is Brian with an I, Brian, at Bartholomew, BartholomewBartholomew.com. Bartholomew Real Estate, BartholomewRealEstate.com.
And then tell them what social media platforms you're on.
I'm on all of them, I think. I think.
bet
Is this
you're
a
not
trick
on
question?
all-
Is this
no.
a test? I am on Instagram, Brian_Bartholomew_real_estate, right? You can find me there. Also, Brian Bartholomew Real Estate on Facebook. I'm also on Twitter, Brian Bartholomew. I do have a YouTube channel. Forgive me, I don't know exactly what it is, but there are going to be videos on there. So guess what? You will find out what it is, and it'll be out there on social media as well.
Give them your phone number one more time.
My phone number again is 281-772-6608.
Brian Bartholomew.
Bartholomew.
Yes. Give him a call, guys. He's got his own team. He's in charge of his own team. Got 2 agents under him. They can help you with whatever you need. And after 20 years, he's going to take the marketing arm by the horns, and he's gonna start promoting himself and get himself out there.
And actually, super proud of this. I want to share with everybody because the world is now global. So my last designation was the CIPS designation, Certified International Property Specialist.
Oh, there you go.
So we're not just talking about Houston. First of all, I have a Texas license. I'm also a Florida broker, okay? But any property anywhere, particularly from an investment perspective, I have the tools and everything that I can show you. If there's short-term rentals or Airbnbs that you're looking for, definitely call and ask me because I have the tools. I can tell you any place in the planet with an address what the return on the investment is. So lots of good stuff.
One more time.
281-772-6608. Brian Bartholomew.
Thank you very much for being on the podcast.
Thank you so much, Kevin.
Episode number 39, Kevin's Corner, Real Estate from a Marketing Perspective. Again, if you're a vendor or an agent in the Fort Bend County area and you want to be on the podcast, give me a call, 832-654-0527, or email me at kevin.davidson@stewart.com, and we'll get you on the schedule. Again, I also have to thank my support staff, Jennifer Smidas, Devin, Caitlin Kornick, Wendy Santana, and Adriana Ozalte. You guys are awesome. And last but not least, if you need title services and you're not using Stewart Title, shame on you. Until next week, episode number 40. We'll see you guys later. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.